Have you ever stood in the auto parts store, staring at two bottles of engine oil, one labeled conventional, one labeled synthetic, and wondered, what actually is the difference? Like, is synthetic oil really worth the extra money, or is it just clever marketing designed to empty your wallet? I asked myself that same question years ago, and when I finally dug into the science, I was genuinely shocked. Because what they call synthetic oil is not what most people think it is, and understanding it, truly understanding it, will change how you take care of your engine forever. So today, we're breaking it all down: what synthetic oil actually is at a molecular level, why it performs better than conventional oil, and whether you actually need it in your specific car. No fluff, no filler, just the real answer. Let's start at the very beginning. Conventional motor oil, the kind that's been around since the early days of the automobile, comes directly from crude oil pumped out of the ground. That crude oil gets refined and processed, yes, but at the end of the day, it's still a naturally occurring substance. And here's the problem with that. Crude oil is not uniform. It contains molecules of all different shapes and sizes. Some are good for lubrication, some are not. And no matter how well you refine it, you can never fully get rid of the inconsistency. Think of it like this. Conventional oil is like a bag of mixed gravel, different sizes, different shapes, packed together as best as possible. It works, it gets the job done, but it's never perfectly smooth. Synthetic oil is something else entirely. Synthetic oil starts from the same place, a base crude or natural gas, but it goes through a completely different process. Instead of just refining what's there, chemists actually break the molecules apart and rebuild them from scratch. They engineer each molecule to be exactly the same size, exactly the same shape, and exactly the right structure for lubrication. So if conventional oil is a bag of mixed gravel, synthetic oil is a perfectly tiled floor. Every piece identical, every surface smooth, no gaps, no irregularities, no weak points. Uh, that uniformity is not just a nice idea, it has real, measurable consequences inside your engine. When your engine starts up cold in the morning, the oil needs to flow immediately, within the first few seconds, to protect metal surfaces before friction causes damage. Conventional oil, with its irregular molecules, thickens significantly in cold temperatures. It moves sluggishly, and in those first critical seconds, certain engine parts are running with minimal protection. According to SAE International, up to 75% of all engine wear happens during cold start. 75%. That number should stop you in your tracks, because if your oil isn't flowing fast enough in those first seconds, you're grinding away the lifespan of your engine every single morning. Synthetic oil, because of its uniform molecular structure, stays fluid at much lower temperatures. It reaches critical engine components faster, it builds oil pressure sooner, and it dramatically reduces that cold start wear window. That's not marketing, that's physics. Now let's talk about what happens on the other end of the temperature spectrum, because this is where synthetic oil really separates itself. Inside a modern engine, especially a turbocharged one, temperatures can exceed 250 degrees Celsius in certain areas. At those temperatures, conventional oil starts to break down. The irregular molecules that were already a weak point begin to oxidize, degrade, and form something called sludge, a thick, sticky residue that clogs oil passages, coats engine surfaces, and slowly suffocates your engine from the inside. You've probably seen it. If you've ever gone too long between oil changes and pulled the oil cap off, that dark, tar-like buildup on the inside of the valve cover, that's sludge. And once it builds up, it is genuinely difficult to fully remove. Synthetic oil's engineered molecules are far more resistant to that kind of thermal breakdown. They hold their structure at high temperatures, they resist oxidation, and they don't form sludge nearly as quickly or as easily. This is why you'll find synthetic oil in virtually every turbocharged engine from the factory today. Toyota, Honda, BMW, Ford EcoBoost, Volkswagen TSI, they all specify full synthetic from the factory. Because the turbocharger generates extreme heat and conventional oil simply cannot keep up. If you're finding this useful, hit that like button right now. It helps this channel more than you know. And keep watching because I'm about to get into the part that most oil videos completely skip, the different types of synthetic oil and why they're not all the same. Here's something the oil industry doesn't exactly broadcast. Not all synthetic oils are created equal. When you see the word synthetic on a bottle, it can mean one of three very different things. There's Group 3 synthetic, Group IV synthetic, and Group 5 synthetic, and Group 5 synthetic. Group 3 is the most common. It starts as conventional crude oil, but is processed through a method called hydrocracking, an intense refining process that produces oil with more uniform molecules than standard conventional. It's better than regular oil. Most major brands like Castrol Edge and many versions of Mobil 1 use Group 3 as their base. Group IV is a step above. This is what's called PAO, polyalpha olefin. These molecules are not refined from crude oil at all. They are synthesized from scratch in a lab from smaller chemical building blocks, 100% engineered. This is the type of base oil AMSOIL Signature Series uses, and it's what you'll find in many racing and high-performance applications. Superior cold flow, superior heat resistance, superior longevity. Group 5 covers a range of specialty base stocks, including esters, which are used in some high-performance and aviation lubricants. Some premium oils blend Group 4 and Group 5 for maximum performance. Now here's the practical takeaway. For most everyday drivers with a stock engine under 80,000 miles, a high-quality Group 3 full synthetic from a reputable brand is genuinely excellent protection. You don't necessarily need to spend top dollar on Group IV unless you're running a high-performance engine, a turbo motor, or you're chasing extended drain intervals. But knowing the difference means you're not just grabbing the shiniest bottle, you're making an informed choice. Let's talk about viscosity for a moment, because this is where people get tripped up the most. You've seen the numbers on the bottle.
5 w wnętrzu 30, 0 w 20, 10 w 40.
Here's what they mean. The first number, the one before the W, tells you how the oil flows in cold temperatures. W stands for winter. A lower number means the oil flows more easily when it's cold. So 0W flows faster at startup than 5W, which flows faster than 10W. The second number tells you the oil's viscosity at operating temperature, how thick it is when your engine is fully warmed up. Modern engines are increasingly specified for thinner oils like 0W16 and 0W20 because thinner oil creates less internal resistance, which improves fuel economy and reduces wear. But, and this is critical, running a thicker oil than your engine specifies doesn't give you more protection. It actually creates more resistance and can starve certain components of oil during startup. Always, always, always follow your owner's manual viscosity specification. That's not a suggestion, that's the foundation of everything else. The beautiful thing about modern, full synthetic oil is that it achieves something conventional oil can't do nearly as well. It stays within its viscosity grade across a much wider temperature range. A 5W30 synthetic behaves more consistently from cold start to full operating temperature than a 5W30 conventional. That consistency translates directly to more reliable protection across every driving condition. Now I want to address the question that's probably sitting in the back of your mind right now. Can you switch from conventional to synthetic midlife on your engine? The short answer is yes, with one important caveat. If your engine has high mileage, say over 150,000 kilometers, and has been running conventional oil since new, a sudden switch to a full synthetic can occasionally cause issues. Over time, conventional oil leaves behind certain deposits and varnish that actually help seal minor wear gaps. A very clean synthetic can dissolve some of those deposits and unmask small seals that were previously compensated for. This doesn't mean synthetic is bad. It means the engine has already developed wear patterns that conventional oil has adapted to. In these cases, a high-mileage formula, which is a synthetic blend specifically formulated with seal conditioners and additional protective additives, is the smarter transition. If your engine is under 100,000 kilometers and well-maintained, switching to full synthetic is perfectly safe and genuinely beneficial. Let's bring this all together. Synthetic oil is not a marketing term. It is a fundamentally different product, engineered at the molecular level for superior cold start flow, better high-temperature stability, longer-lasting protection, and reduced sludge formation. It is why modern engines last longer than ever before. It is why turbo engines can survive the extreme heat cycles they experience every day. And it is why every major automaker has moved to full synthetic as the factory-specified lubricant. Is it more expensive per bottle? Yes, but when you factor in extended drain intervals, reduced engine wear, better fuel economy, and the avoided cost of premature engine damage, it is absolutely worth it for the vast majority of drivers. The one thing that beats synthetic oil quality every single time? Using the wrong viscosity. Before you upgrade your oil brand, confirm your viscosity spec in your owner's manual. Get that right first. Then choose the best synthetic at that grade. That simple two-step approach will do more for your engine's longevity than anything else you'll find on these shelves. Now I want to hear from you. Are you currently running conventional or synthetic? And if you made the switch, did you notice a difference? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and your experience might help someone else make a better decision. If this video gave you clarity on something you've always wondered about, subscribe to this channel. Every week, we cut through the noise and give you real, honest, data-backed car care information so you can protect your investment and keep your car running strong for as long as possible. We'll see you in the next one.